Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. In the last part we reached Mesa City and now it's time for 2 to Tango.
Yuck, these rooftops are filthy. Well, they are the only way to get to the key, since my locator tells me it's in a jewel case somewhere near Muggshot's penthouse.
I love jewel cases. They were such a fun way to store CDs back in the day.
Also, how dirty can some of these rooftops be?
I mean, all the rain and dust and wind and probably smog pollution, babe, in the fog below the skyline.
Well, look who just walked into my crosshairs. Sly Cooper.
About time you showed up, Miss Fox. Was getting worried about you. Thought you took a wrong turn somewhere back in Paris.
The only one making wrong turns is you, Sly. I'd suggest you surrender before I paralyze you with my good friend, the shock pistol.
Now see, a girl whose best friend's a firearm's got issues. A little dinner, a little dancing. I think I can help you out.
Sounds romantic. As long as you don't mind dining in jail.
Nah, I hear the service is lousy.
Once I catch you, you'll know for yourself.
How quickly he fires off the retorts is worth noting and is very admirable.
I know, yeah, especially like she said, she has her little friend, the shock pistol.
And this gun! Alright, though, 2 for Tango is another chase level, just like the tutorial level at the very start of the game with Carmelita. She's constantly firing at you, and that will kill you outright if you don't have a lucky charm, of course. But what you really need to watch out for is potentially over-predicting where she's shooting to potentially jump off of something, because if you jump off into the pit and you don't have a charm, well, that's going to be a death all the same. Watch your jumps carefully, and hopefully you'll get through pretty quickly. Just make sure you don't miss any of these saves that have the bottles along the way, because I know I've done that way too many times in this level.
Don't you just love the banter between them, though?
Yeah. Even as someone who started with 3, as a kid I was like, oh, these are 2 are fun. There's one very specific scene in 3 I just always have play in the back of my head whenever I think of these 2 as characters. And yeah, well, we'll get to that when we get to 3, but it's a favorite of mine. What just exploded? What?
Muggshot. I guess I would have placed Muggshot to have some explosive setup, but maybe Carmelita hit something?
It's probably actually that, but I'm just gonna assume Sly really knows how to make an explosive entrance. I'm just picturing Sly doing the, ha! Boom, baby! From, Emperor's New Groove. Be a little too fitting.
He totally would. Oh my god.
So the annoying thing at this point, I have 29 out of 30. I can tell you for a fact from my remembering of this recording, I missed a bottle earlier, so we're going to have to backtrack in here to get that safe in a few moments. Honestly, this... You first, go ahead.
She really does not care about property damage.
I mean, it's all Muggshot's property and his dime, so if he's a potential criminal, what's the big deal, you know?
Fair enough.
Right. Though, I've always found it funny how inconsistent Carmelita's sizing seems to be in these stages, just so you can see where she is and know where the shots are coming from.
Yeah.
She looks like she's like 8, 10 feet tall. Look at her right there compared to Sly. They're like the same size on the screen despite the distance.
Yeah, and I think she's only... Canonically, she's only just like a little bit shorter than him. They're pretty close in height, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, especially with how on screen they are in the sequels.
Also, this just feels like some foreshadowing to 3.
I'm gonna hunt you down, Cooper. You can't run forever.
Yes, I can. I've been doing it this far. I'll continue to do it. Alright, that's 2 for Tango. Nice, quick, and easy. You're gonna need to do all the stages anyway, but that's not a bad first stage for this entire set. But as for where the bottle was, it was right around here where this particular thing swang down. If I look back at the footage, I wouldn't be surprised if it's even on screen for a frame or 2. Whoopsie. So now go over here, and let's see what Bentley's got for us in this save.
Oh, go talk. Try 5, 3, 2. will come in handy. It's Suzanne Cooper's notes pertaining to water safety. With this knowledge under your belt, you won't have to waste a charm whenever you fall into water.
Now you see that? That's nice to have in a game with these mechanics.
Yep.
Effectively extending your HP bar using methods that aren't extending an HP bar. In that regard, Sly by the end game is a lot better at surviving any circumstance than he would be early on, and that really does make going for the clues worth it. In that regard, though, if somehow they ever do a remake of this, I do hope they actually make the clues technically more locked to the level they're in. Like maybe the first level you always access is where the clue hints are, and then it's just whichever power-up you go for first from there. Because that'd be kind of neat, kind of Metroid-y. Oh, I love this track. It's not my, although this is probably my least favorite level in this entire world outside of the race we did last part. Because we got a whole lot of balconies to bounce up and down and all around between, and it just doesn't, it's not that it's bad, it just doesn't leave a very good impression compared to a lot of the other levels.
Yeah.
Which, that's the unfortunate thing about platformers and games, I guess just media in general. You'll always remember the really bad stuff, and the really good stuff you'll probably remember too. It's the things in the middle that just fall by the wayside that you're always like, oh, right, that. Hence why I usually forget about a good third of very specific PlayStation games. Because I'm like, oh, yeah, right.
Right. Yeah. And it's unfortunate when something like it's a good game, but then it just has that.
It's like I know a good example. Like there's always that one dungeon people bring up in 12. I forget if it was I think it was the Great Crystal in 12 is usually brought up as an excuse of, or not excuse, a version of, oh, I like this game a lot. Except that there's also like I think V Infinito in 10-2. There's like 2 specific dungeons in 9 for me. Like half the optional stuff in 8 is that for me. Something I'll give Trails, it's largely avoided having that chapter. Largely. Now, to me, this part has always felt a little weird because we're so clearly in the spotlight when we're ducking underneath that, but it doesn't catch us because we're technically counted as using the guard. It just always felt a little weird visually, like they could have angled it a little differently.
It is a little funny, though, when you see his tail sticking out, too. And the spotlight's on him.
I feel a funny opportunity to do there is always something like he starts making his tail move like it's some random pigeon or something. Just a little bit of like extra animation just to be a little funny. In that regard, that's why I'm really disappointed that that movie got quietly canceled, because I think there would have been a lot of opportunities for things like that in that movie.
Yeah. It's really too bad that because the Ratchet & Clank movie didn't do well at all, that they just kind of kiboshed the Sly one.
The thing is, I think every single one of these movies has, every single one of these games that was like made big on the PS2 has a very good opportunity to be a fun animated movie. Sly, I think in specific, just had the best potential for it given its general setup, because heist movies are already such a well-proven genre.
Yeah, and like with a movie setup like that too, it's like you don't even have to go with like...
I could have broken this code in my sleep. The combination is 565. Aha! It's Sir Andrew Cooper's thief replica technique. He used to make fake stand-ups of himself to confuse guards into attacking the wrong thing. Use the triangle button to put together a fake Sly Cooper.
Ah, Fry Looper. You were saying before Bentley interrupted?
Well, yeah, it's like with a movie setup as well. With a movie setup as well, it's like you don't necessarily have to use like any characters from the franchise, like for a heist film, you can make an entirely new character, like a new villain for them to face, or like that Sly wants to steal from.
Yeah, and like you can even use the opportunity to like do minor expansions on characters that maybe only showed up in one scene. Like there's one specific character who's in the lore of 3 that's in the intro cutscene stuff, but never seen again.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of potential for that, and I'm sad that it got canceled for
Yeah.
several reasons because of that. That's all the keys here, though, so now we can open up all these locks and head on over to the Muggshot boss fight. Mesa City is donezo. I don't like that that's effectively a tongue.
Yeah.
Muggshot, we gotta question your interior design sense, buddy. You may be trying to be a theme park here, but you're a casino, and I think there's all sorts of laws about that and marketing.
He just worked on his arms. He didn't work. He skipped leg day. I don't think he has many brain cells.
What? My boys have been yapping about some big mysterious dude running around cracking skulls and this is it? You're the monkey wrench in my operation? Some scrawny rat with a stick. Hey, wait a second. I seen that stick before.
Maybe when my father knocked your block off with it.
Your father? Wow! You're a Cooper? You know, that Thievius Raccoonus had a lot of nice pictures, but way too many big words.
So you don't mind just handing it over?
What? What, are you kidding? You break into my place, steal my stuff, trash the joint. I feel transgressed and violated. Let's rock!
I mean, there's a cop right outside. Why don't you complain to her about it?
I mean, she's kind of up on a blimp right now, but yeah. So, Muggshot's a little bit of an iffy boss fight. Simple in concept, but it's weirdly precise for how early in the game he is. It's several tiers of little platforms like this. We're going to be either moving around, jumping around, or eventually just using the point jumps on with the circle button around to get on, to smack mirrors and reflect their light into the crystals, which I think is implied to like burn his hands or the guns he's holding and thus cause damage. I want to say he might be able to flip the mirrors back around, but I might be thinking of a boss fight from later in the series that has a similar enough concept now I think about it. Hiding behind the crystals is your best bet, though, because since his guns will damage you outright or kill you, it's your best chance at survival. Ow. I wouldn't say he's hard, it's just that there's points where it's just weirdly precise feeling compared to Raleigh, or even the boss that comes afterwards.
It feels kind of like a weird boss fight mechanic for a character like Muggshot, too.
Yeah, I can't help but wonder maybe they had other ideas they just couldn't figure out how to make work right, considering I don't really see how this connects with Big Buff Arm Man. Although I do love that his walking animation is just using his knuckles.
Yep.
Yeah, this is where the precision can be a little weird because you gotta worry about the point protections now, and while you can dash across pretty safely, every now and then you might get caught off guard. And given how little time you have to protect yourself here because you only have the mirrors, if you miss time a jump, you're getting shot straight in your noggin. Love the boss theme, though. And I love his little jaunt right there. Look at him. He looks so happy. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna get some, see? Oh, don't you hit that mirror. Yeah, boy.
Yeah,
Oh, there's
you
one
can't
more.
hit
Whoops.
that last mirror.
I thought that was the last one. Whoops.
This is impossible. A little pipsqueak like you beating a big, strong bruiser like me? It ain't right. You want all of that stupid picture book? You're gonna have to go down to Haiti and cross paths with Miss Ruby. And then believe you me, you don't want to be you.
The Muggshot section of the Thievius Raccoonus contained an entry from my gunslinging ancestor, Tennessee Kid Cooper. His specialty was the rail walk and rail slide, moves perfected through a lifetime of theft in the Old West. Getting out of town proved to be a little more challenging than getting in. Having just missed us, Inspector Fox went for the next best thing and dragged that canine steroid case off to jail. That was the end of Muggshot's gambling empire, and Mesa City's citizens soon returned home. While me and the boys, well, we enjoyed the rest of our stay in America, and then returned to Paris, ready for our next mission.
You know, they make a lot of light of it, but the fact they go from the U.S. to Paris that quickly without security is...
Murray just drives really, really fast.
The third member of the Fiendish Five was the infamous voodoo priestess, Ms. Ruby. Born into a family of mystics, other children found her scary. Teaching herself to summon the undead provided what few friends she had. A career in crime allowed an adult Ms. Ruby to punish the world for fearing her as a child. Chief mystic for the Fiendish Five, her powers allowed them to break both the laws of man and nature at the same time. Yet despite the whirlwind success of her youth, she managed to slip into obscurity. Last known sightings claim she headed out of civilization and deep into the Haitian jungle.
Damn, look at that perfectly marketable Sly plush. Alright. Haiti was probably my least favorite world in the game as a kid. Because it's just so dreary looking, and I didn't like... Part of it actually scared me. It's just outright.
Well, this would be really freaky for a kid.
Yeah.
Especially the giant mosquitoes.
It's just the American South. So, the rope slide we got from Muggshot, you can jump on certain things, you'll automatically slide along them now. Pretty straightforward. It does get into something kind of tied in with the mechanic we haven't really talked about yet, the time trial system, where I kind of wish some levels had things you couldn't interact with, like the point platforms, like the rope slide stuff, that you just couldn't access until later to maybe make faster routes through levels. But they never do anything like that. And I get why, because the challenges, the levels themselves are pretty well, tightly designed platforming challenges as it is, but it would have been nice to have that little extra layer. Ugh, spiders.
Ugh. No, thank you.
What's really annoying is, I don't get all the bottles in this level in the first run either. I could see the bottle I missed already in the footage, so that's just annoying. I'm always hoping that when that happens, it's just that I missed it by complete mistake. No, it was there and I was just not looking. Damn it. Damn it. One thing I'll give this level though, this world, I love its music. The battle theme here slaps. Like I think it's a banjo.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like a banjo.
I love the guard design here. Just like, I hope no one's down there. Oh, what's that?
I can see the future.
I can see the future. A painter's pain.
I can see the future. I'm about to get whacked by a cane. Ah.
Wait, what? That doesn't sound right. What do you think, cane-wielding guy? Oh.
That's Miss Ruby's lair. To get in, you'll need that key on top of the tiki pedestal in the guard compound. There's a bad mojo force field protecting it, so you'll have to destroy all 5 of the purple candles surrounding it.
No problem.
Don't get cocky or you'll end up with your head shrunk to the size of a pea. You've got to get past those voodoo guards, and I'm warning you, they're mean and they work like a team.
So do we, buddy.
By which they mean they all get alerted if you get into the light, which is every guard in the game. But at the same time, since they die so quickly, don't worry too much. He's not so bad.
Also, head shrunk to the size of a pea is very oddly specific.
How many heads the size of peas do you find around, Bentley? Don't answer that question, actually. I'm scared. This section always felt a little weird to me. I think it's just because they seem to imply they want you to stealth a bit more than usual around the guards, but the guards themselves aren't much of a threat. And that's I wonder if that's maybe part of why they changed the genre slightly going into 2 and 3 to maybe make the guards overall more of a threat potentially. Because even though you have increased combat potential, so do they.
Well, that's why in 2, Murray's the best at going against guards.
Damn right. Also, Bentley, those candles didn't look very purple.
They looked like normal candles.
I always remember wishing that I forget if we brought this up when we entered Mesa City. I remember wishing that the keys all had unique design depending on the world, but I get why. They want to keep it similar, the same looking.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, one bottle missed. God damn it. And the annoying thing is, because of the rope slide, backtracking in this level is kind of annoying. So we ended up leaving the level and then coming back in. There's where the last one was. It was on screen earlier, rather annoyingly. And now let's go see what's in the safe.
If I did my math right, and I always do my math right, then the combination has got to be 588.
That makes me surprised Sly didn't, mess with him. Been like, nah, vault code doesn't work.
Electrified! Kelly McCooper's notes on how to harness the electromagnetic field created by a rolling raccoon. Now your raccoon roll move will really pack a punch. Plus, it should give you a nice tingling sensation.
What?
What?
By and large, it electrifies your rolling technique. So it has a slightly larger hitbox and can damage enemies outright. It's not that useful, honestly. It's probably one of my least favorite power-ups in the game. By and large, there's always going to be a couple you just don't like in the game that has an unlock system like this. But now, time for the Swamp's Dark Center, the general hub for this world.
My paranormal scanner is maxing out on that structure.
A reading like that could only be coming off Ms. Ruby herself.
I think you're right, Sly. If you want to crack at Ms. Ruby, you're going to have to find a way inside that skull temple.
Why not try the front door? That might work, right? Just knock, go. Can I have my book, please?
Wake up, you lazy bags of swamp gas! The voodoo vibe is thick tonight. Let's take advantage of this powerful mojo and step up production. Keep piling those shining bones into the sink. We'll have an army of ghosts by morning and take over Mexico by the end of the week. Hear that, voodoo children? Our family is about to grow.
Not the most absurd plan.
I don't think Mama Odie would be very impressed with this.
No, she would not. But with that, we're gonna need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 6, we're gonna tackle more levels here in Haiti. See you guys then.
Bye-bye.